you all woke up on a hot summer morning and walked outside your door and smelled that nasty sewage smell that radiates across the entire valley, right? Today I'm going to tell you about the actual source of that nasty smell. It's the Salton Sea. My aim is to get you to understand the importance of the Salton Sea so we can work together to support the restoration of the Salton Sea. I will discuss the problems that the Salton Sea face. I will discuss how the absence of the Salton Sea will affect our community, and how, third, I will discuss how the restoration is important for the Salton Sea and what we can do to help support that. Although the Salton Sea emits a horrible odor that radiates across the entire valley, it is not contaminated as many believe. The Salton Sea faces many devastating problems. One of the problems is the agricultural runoff that leads into the sea, which causes excess nutrients to go in the sea, which plays the leading role in eutrophication. Eutrophication is this process when all the plant life in the lake or in the sea sucks up all the oxygen and causing the fish to die, which is the massive fish die-off. It's not actually from the lake being toxic. Another reason is the extreme amount of salt in the Salton Sea. And according to the Salton Sea Water Resource Control Board, the Salton Sea is 25% saltier than the ocean. And it actually rests on a natural bed of salt. And there's no outlets for this water to go to, so the water keeps coming in, dragging more salt in. And when the water evaporates, the salt molecules actually just sink to the bottom. So it just keeps getting saltier and saltier. So now that you understand the problems of the Salton Sea, the third problem of the Salton Sea is its risk of drying up. Because of an agreement between Imperial Irrigation District and San Diego in October 2003, which caused Imperial Valley Farms to divert a large body of water from down here in the valley to San Diego coastline for development purposes. According to Joe Bowen's article in National Geographic, this has cut 20% of the inflow to the Salton Sea, which causes for the effect of losing the water. And the last problem the Salton Sea faces is the lack of support from the communities and the state legislation. Because the lack of funds, the lack of support is the cause of lack of funds to help save the sea. And according to an article in the Desert Sun by Erica Solvik, the Salton Sea Authority is financially strapped and is forced to lay off people. So they also are stopped. They're at a standstill right now because they can't continue to do their works. So now that you understand the problems of the Salton Sea, I will discuss why it is important to save the sea. The absence of the Salton Sea will have a devastating effect on our community and on us. First, the Salton Sea is home to the Sonny Bono Wildlife Refuge, which is high in biodiversity, and a lot of animals depend on this place. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, there are over 400 species of birds that have been recorded out there, and many of them are endangered species. Without the Salton Sea, they will lose their habitat and won't have a home to go to, because there's very few wetlands left in Southern California, or California altogether, because of development. Also, the Salton Sea is a crucial rest stop for the migratory birds that depend on it along the Pacific Flyway. Because of the lack of wetlands, this is one of the few places left that they can stop. According to the saltandsea.gov in 1780, there was 5 million acres of wetlands in California. As of 1999, there was 450,000 acres left. And that was 10 years ago. So imagine how many acres are left today. And the last reason we need to save the sea is for our health. Because underneath the sea, there's a dry bed of salt, pesticides, and metals that if get blown around, in our atmosphere, is going to cause respiratory problems, and it's going to play a big effect on our economy in the valley, which we depend on most of the year. So as you can see, the Salton Sea plays a vital role in our environment, but also on our health. For that reason, we must take action and do something about it. Throughout the last 10 years, many projects have been put into play, but not many of them have been adapted. The Salton Sea Authority has this plan right here. This is the current plan being considered. And this plan is actually going to break the Salton Sea up into 2 lakes, one for recreation and one for the wildlife. And as Dan Kane states in the Salton Sea Authority, he does not support this plan, but this is the only plan that the state is supporting. He does not support it because there's still a lot of seabed that is going to be left open for the wind to pick up the air pollution. So now that you understand how important the restoration of the sea is, you're wondering, how can you help? How can we help on our level? We don't have billions of dollars to sink into this. So what we can do is network. We got to get this word out, tell people about it. If we go home today and tell one person, or ask them if they know anything about the sea, and if they do or don't, you can talk to them about it, and that'll help get the knowledge out about the sea. So that's all we can do, is pretty much spread the word, get the knowledge out, gain widespread support from our community. And if you feel up to it, you could write your senator, write your congressman, tell them how important the sea is to us down here. They may not live down here, so they don't know what the effects are. They're not going to feel it because they're not from here. If the sea don't get saved, we're going to see the problems down here. You could also participate in council meetings down at the Salton Sea. They have a club where they do meetings once a month. You could go down there and listen in on a meeting to gain more information. Or you could, when the fish die off, they always want you to go help pick up fish. I don't think too many people want to do that. So the Salton Sea is important to our environment, and support for restoration is very important. And if we don't do something about it, we will soon see the effects. Now that I have shared with you the problems in the Salton Sea and the effects of the Salton Sea, I would like, and what could happen without the Salton Sea, I want to leave you with this last picture of Owens Lake, which is a lake in the Los Angeles area, which actually dried up and is the most air pollutant dry lake bed in the world. And it's estimated that the Salton Sea could be 3 times as pollutant as this one. Thank you.